Here we're going to talk about some basic school setup. Some things have changed for the 2013-14 school year. You might have noticed already that you were taking through a series of 3 different steps where you had to fill out your school information, your athletic faculty, and also information for all of your coaches. And only when that was complete were you able to get to your normal CIF home account. The main thing that's changed is the way that the directory is filled out. Before, if you wanted to add a coach or someone to the directory, you first had to create a user account for them through the Users Manager, clicking on Add New, and then you can check their position off. Now you'll notice that there's no positions anymore. The reason we changed that is to make it so you do not have to actually add accounts for each of your users to have them placed into the directory. So in this video we're going to show you how you can alter your directory information with ease without having to add any additional accounts. So first we're just going to run through a couple of the other setups to get you ready for the school year. The first thing you're going to want to do is come to your school information page. On your school information page is where you can fill out all of the standard information about your school. Now most of this is probably already filled out from the previous year, so if everything looks good and you just need to update something like your school enrollment, make the necessary change and click Save. The next thing that you're going to want to do is update your dues. Click on the dues form here, and then you're going to fill out all of the sports that your school participates in, and it will create an automatic invoice for you, which you can then print for your records and submit to payment to the CIF Southern Section. One of the things you'll notice is we have this button that says Copy from Previous Year. If you click on this button, then what it does is it copies all of the sports that you said that you participated in, and if there's been no additional changes, all you have to do is come to the dues section and click on Copy from Previous Years, and then you can go ahead and click on View Invoice, and you can print this invoice and send it directly to the CIF Southern Section office. If you have some changes and you're adding some additional sports, you could always come to this drop-down menu here, select the sport, and then click Add. And if you're removing a sport, then you can always just click on the Delete button and it removes it from the invoice. Next, let's go up how we can alter some of the people that show up in our directory. When I talk about the directory, I talk about the schools directory here, where you can scroll to find the school, or you can start typing in the name of the school right here and see all of the information in regards to the people that are at that school. So when it comes to updating our directory information, we update that by first clicking on the Home Campus platform. From there, we have 2 different options. If we want to update our athletic faculty, which would be our principal or athletic director or our secretary or something like that, we can click on Athletic Faculty, and then what we can do is we can either edit or delete people that we had on our account previously, like this, or we can add a completely new person if we'd like. When we add a new person, we're going to be asked to choose what their position is. You choose their position, and then you fill out their pertinent information. The information such as the mobile phone will not be made public and is only used for CIF Southern Section purposes only. To update coaches, what you're going to want to do first is click on the Teams page. Then you can click on the appropriate team that you want to update the coach for. Here you can see that there's a box where it says Coaches. All you have to do is click on Add Edit Coaches, and then what you can do is you can either remove the coach that you currently have, you can add a coach that you already have in your coaches database, and if you do not have a coach in your coaches database, then click on Not in List, and then you can update that coach, and then go back to the team page and you can select the coach for that particular sport. You'll notice that there's a tab for coaches as well. If we click on that tab, it'll show all of the coaches that we have in our coaches database. And it also will have the team that's associated with them. You must first add a coach in the coaches area if they're not already there, and then you can apply them directly to the team. The reason why it's like that is because we have all of these different coaching category options, which allow you to keep track of data for your coaches. Once you've added your coaches, then you just come to the team page, as mentioned before, click on the appropriate team, click on Add Edit Coaches. You can add a coach either to the head coach or the assistant coach area here, or you can delete and remove them or update their details if you'd like. Once that's all completed, you can come to the school directory and you can find your school and make sure that everything's up to date. Once that's all complete, then that means that you're set up for this school year. And you can always come back and edit it if you please in the future. One quick thing to note about the directory is that if you take a look at your school and you see does not field sport next to all the sports, even though you already inputted all your coach's information, then that means that you have not yet filled out your dues form. Update your dues by going back to CIF Home, click on Dues, and update this information, which we went over earlier, and all your coaches will show up on your school's directory.